Consider the following graph of the function y equals mx plus b. Which of the following options is true in regard to this graph? Let's start by looking at our answer choices, and notice that all of the answer choices are either asking if the graph in the answer choice has the same slope and intercept or a different slope and intercept compared to our original graph. So the fastest way to solve this problem is to find the slope and intercept of this original graph and compare them to our answer choices. Let's do the y-intercept first because that can be a bit easier. Our y-intercept is where the graph passes the y-axis, which would be right at this intersection here at y equals positive 2. So I will mark that here. We'll put y is equal to positive 2. And to find our slope, we can do this one of two ways. We could do rise over run, so pick a starting point along the graph. I'll start up here. And for rise, we need to figure out how much we're moving up or down. In this case, we're going down by 1, and then run is your right to left. We are going right 2 squares. So we're going down 1 or negative 1, and then to the right, positive 2. We're going down 1 to the right 2, down 1 to the right 2, so on and so on. So we can say that our rise is negative 1, our run is 2, and that will give us a slope of negative 1/2. The other way we could find our slope is by picking 2 points along the graph. I'm going to pick 4, 0 and 0, 2, and plugging them into our slope formula of y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We can plug in our values. We have a y2 of 0 minus our y1, which is 2. Then on the bottom, we will have our x1, which is 4, minus our x2, which is 0. When we solve that, 0 minus 2 will give us negative 2, and 4 minus 0 will give us a positive 4. Then to simplify, we know that 2 is exactly half of 4, so this fraction will simplify down into negative 1/2. So either way, you will get the same answer of negative 1/2 as your slope. Now that we have these two pieces of information, let's go through our answer choices. A says that this function has the same slope and the same intercept. Well, it's true, it does have the same intercept, but it does not have the same slope. Our original from left to right is decreasing. It is going in the negative direction, so it indicates a negative slope. But this graph is going in the positive direction from left to right. It is going up, so they do not have the same slope because those slopes will have different signs, meaning A is incorrect. B says this equation has a different slope with the same intercept. Same intercept, different slope. Not 1/2 negative, it's 1/2 positive, so it is different from our original. So B could be the correct answer. But let's check and make sure C and D are incorrect before we move on. C says this equation should have the same slope. It does not. Negative 2 is not the same as negative 1/2, but it does have the same intercept point. However, it is still incorrect altogether. D says this graph will have a different slope and a different intercept point. Well, it's true, the y-intercept is a different number, but the slope we'll have to check. Let's start at this point right here. We would go to the right 2, down 1, to the right 2, down 1. It looks like we have the exact same slope of, negative 1 is our rise and 2 is our run. So this has the same slope, not the different slope, meaning that D is incorrect and B is our correct answer.